Hello, it's Dustkeeper here again with another speed build. Today we're working on a tiny house, which is in part inspired by my cousin who has been building his tiny house for him and his wife, and it's absolutely beautiful so far. They're not done with it, but in the beginning, this particular tiny house was completely inspired by them. With the color scheme, the build, the roof, everything was just kind of going in the way of being their house. But that changed later on because I ended up with a whole new color palette and literally the entire design changed. So all of this work I did in the beginning, it is for nothing because I went in and completely changed everything, the siding and all of the colors. And so yeah, frustrating, right? Anyway, creativity just is crazy, and sometimes we go down roads we didn't expect. It's not that I was indecisive. I knew pretty much what I wanted, but it just didn't flow the way I planned, I guess. Anyway, I hope to get a video or a picture of his tiny house sometime to show you guys on here, especially when they're done with the interior. I want to maybe recreate that build and show off what he and his wife put together. He actually is an amazing builder. He makes furniture, custom furniture, all from scratch, and he's just extremely creative and brilliant. He's also a brilliant musician, and so is his wife. They both sing and play instruments and are just insanely talented to the point to where they're like the type of people you're like, oh my goodness, can you share some of that with me, please? But they're both really great people, really down-to-earth, kind, loving people. And I'm not just saying that because they're my family. They're, even if I were not family with them, I think I would still love them the way I do because that's just the kind of people they are. So they're both so talented, not just in music, but she also is an artist and does a lot of interiors and makes signs, like hand paints these signs. I mean, her script is just so perfect and beautiful. So I know that their home is just going to be as amazing as they are. So I look forward to seeing it finished. Anyway, this was inspired by them in the beginning, but then I changed it. So I'm sorry, it didn't turn out the way I. It's mainly inspired by these two chairs that I put in. You'll see that here in a second. There are these two chairs in the dining room that I put in that had this beautiful soft muted blue, and I don't do a lot of blue in any of my builds in Sims, so I don't know where it came from. Like when I'm playing games like Property Brothers or other interior games, I use a lot of blue and white. So I really did not expect it to go that route because I had not done that yet in any of my Sims builds. But I was excited and it turned out awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. It is also available in the gallery for download. You just have to look for the Country Blues tiny house and hashtag Dustkeeper Plays, and it'll be right there for you to download. I also struggled a lot with window placement in this one, but that was before I discovered Alt, so yeah, I'll be using that from now on. Also, I struggled a little bit with countertop placement and how I wanted everything to be, because I really thought that it would be cool to have an island, but then I was like, you know, I'm low on space. So instead of an island, I just need to do a countertop, and where do I want to put the dishwasher? Where do I want to put the sink? And then there's just a million different things going through my head, and then it just dawned on me to do a half wall and put the like TV area and everything in that area. And then I ended up later on forgetting that I had to put in windows, and I didn't want the windows to be only on one side of the build. I moved the couch over from the one side to where the TV is. That way we could put in a couple of windows on that side, and then I moved the desk over to the other door, but you'll see that later. I also struggled a little bit with the bathroom and ended up having to enlarge the build just a smidge, just one small block longer, and it really helped. I also struggled a bit with the placement of the bed, but I kind of went back to my original plan with where the bed was, and that's when I decided that I wanted to do something different with the countertops. So in the end, I got everything the way I wanted, and then I ended up putting in a lot of those blue accents from the chairs, and it just flowed and was so perfect. And the outside didn't match the inside, so I ended up going through and putting in blue vinyl everywhere. I also struggled on the foundation because I know traditional tiny houses don't have foundations. They are on a trailer, but I guess this is a tiny house that got installed permanently on a plot, which happens. There are actually new tiny home communities going up that are actually for homeless people that I think are brilliant and a great way to help the homeless community. And there are also tiny home communities popping up that are purchasable and nice little communities just of these tiny homes, placed throughout a small park-like community. And there's fishing and all kinds of really awesome things in these communities. And I think it's a great idea, especially for people that maybe don't have a family yet, or for people who are retiring, or for people like my cousin who they just don't want a big house and they're happy with the smaller things, and they're just starting out, so they have the freedom to live in a tiny home. I mean, I'd love to live in a tiny home. I think it's just such a great freeing experience. But with 2 kids now and all of their stuff and all of my stuff, and with mine and my husband's business, we both work in IT and graphics and web development, it would just be really hard to have that kind of life with all of the things that we need for our office. Because I work in graphics, I make t-shirts, prints. I have to have a place to keep all of that. I have to have a place to put my cutters and my printer. So tiny house living just would not work for me. I really want to do it though. I would like to maybe vacation in a tiny house just to experience it and enjoy it for a short time. But I don't think I could live in a tiny house. But kudos to anyone who can, because that's absolutely awesome. So I'll just let you guys finish watching this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the end.
Perfect.
I'd like to take a minute to thank you all for your support, for watching, for encouraging me to build, and for encouraging me to show videos of these builds. I would have never in my life thought of recording my builds. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys. And also remember that you can download this in the gallery. It's under Dustkeeper Plays, and it is the Country Blues Tiny Home. Feel free to download it and check it out. It's not cheap. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to end up doing some under 15K builds so that there's something out there for everyone. I do a lot of challenges, so I understand the need of having something that's smaller and also inexpensive. So I will be trying to see if I can make that work. I don't know. I'm not very good at it, in all honesty. I want to put all the things. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below with new ideas for other builds. I want to hear what you want to see. I'll see you next time. Later, Gators!